Okay, hello guys. I hope you can hear me, but while waiting for more students to join, let me create the Piazza for you. Okay, as you can see, creating the Piazza for you guys. Let me configure it. Okay, let me get here. Put this. Okay, I think you should get the Piazza enrollment link and to enroll in this one. Okay, so today our goal is to finish what's left last time. because this is what we want you to do this time. But given the number of students we have, I just did it in the other class, and it actually take a long time. So let's try a different way. Let me do this. Here, I think I can get your score. Yeah, let me create a shared Google Doc so we can add it together. Let me think about it. Probably forms is the best way, right? Yeah, let me share this one so you know what I'm working on. Right. So I will create this one based on the uh, question I have. DNA short answer. Next question is level subject of study. Okay, I have it here. Let me send it to you. Okay, so hi everyone, you should be able to receive uh, the link to the form, and it seems I can open it. But let me know in case you cannot, then we can adjust accordingly. But basically, it asks you the questions here, and I can come back share this time. Right. So start filling this in, and then maybe take 5 or 10 minutes to fill that in. After that, I can get the responses in a spreadsheet, and then we can go over that together. It's hopefully will be much faster than every student go around and introduce yourself. And it's also much easier for me to understand. Sometimes some name or some particular term is hard to understand over Zoom. If you have any difficulties, you can unmute yourself or put in the chat box. Otherwise, I will assume that you can get access to the form and put in your information. By the way, this is something we really need so that if some students are by the end of the lecture, right, if I will check the response, and for some student who didn't put in the response, so we need to deduct your attendance record points from here. Because this is something we really cannot do it for you, right? It's basically by yourself. I think our TA is also here, right? So later you can check. Yeah, so let me add collaborators. Oh, should be able to add multiple steps. Okay, we got one response to. Yeah, those areas I put in there is just examples for you, right? But you can definitely do more. Okay, now we get 10 submissions. Yeah, I will wait for 5 more minutes. Okay, let me switch the share. This one. Okay. Of study, research area. Project idea, that's very important. Yeah, we can start reading those ones. Yeah, for your part, you also want to read the interest, the areas, and the topic for other students, right? So you can start to see who is a good the potential teammate for you. Yeah, this Tuesday, I was hoping to end the class a little bit earlier so that you have time to discuss. But I didn't achieve that. So, oh yes, let me. But I don't know how to share the spreadsheet. The reason it's hard. Yeah, let me see that. Maybe I can do this. Sure. The reason it's not easy for me to directly share because once I share, you probably can edit it, which is something I don't want to happen. How to get it? I didn't see the option that I just share, give you the link. Okay, so let's wait a couple minutes. So once we have all the responses, then I can share the link to the Google Doc so that I can share a copy of it. Right. So in the Brightspace, so you can have your own version. Right. Because now if I share this file, everyone can edit it. So that's something I don't want to happen. Okay, we will wait for 3 more minutes. So after these 3 minutes, So anyone who, oh, great. So our TA give you a will only one. Great. So after 3 minutes, the everything, all the remaining ones will be counted as late. So we have the time step here as well, so that we know whose response is in time, who's late. Actually, we have over 70 students, but in the form, we only have 54, including the first one is 53. Right, so what happened? Anyway, for our TAs, in 3 minutes or in 2 minutes now, you can just keep a record of who submitted. And for those who didn't submit it, just update in the bright space their attendance record. Give a -1 in their attendance record. Basically remove. Or you can put 0 there. And for other students who submit this table, this form, give a 1. (11:25) will be the deadline. We have 1 more minute. Okay, I don't expect many more, but see the chat. Let me check my email to see if there are any students who cannot join the class. No. Okay, so it's 25 already, and let's. So you guys also have the link, right? To the Google, to the spreadsheet. So basically, let's look at first the level of studies. You can say, I think there are a lot of students of masters of data science because it's a required course for them. But meanwhile, we also see some PhD students in different departments and also master student in computer science, right? Okay. What's more important is here, the research interest area, right? As you can see there, those students already list different ones, right? So you can start using that to find the student who share the same interest. For me, I think what's important is this part. Let me make it larger. Is what do you expect to get from the course? Yeah, let me go through some of them at least, so that you have your wish list, right? So all the expectation. Some of them I think it's reasonable. I can do that. Some of them is something I need to tell you that I cannot do it. Right. So if there are in some extreme cases, I can tell you, right, this is a wrong class for you, right? You can choose other classes because it's still the first week. Yes, let me go one by one. The first one, probably yes. How companies can able to process large amount of data? We can only guess some of them, right? Because for the company part, in many cases, it's a secret for the company. Right? We can only say from what they publish there. Okay, one student asked me, say you submitted a response, but it's not showing up in the spreadsheet. I mean, that's weird, right? So submit again. So you can also tell TA, right? Submit it. It's weird that it's not there, but because everything should be automatic. So check anything wrong on your end. Further apply to AI. Yes. So this year, as I mentioned, one change we made is the AI part. How they can be used to solve real world problems. We will talk about some real world problems like Google search or others, but go beyond that. Due to the time constraint and also the limitation of my own background, right? I can only share the experience I have been working on. But I think that's where you can benefit from your fellow classmates, right? Because you can see from this column, the research area of their experience, right, is spread in many different areas, right? And also in the project topics, they can also do research to the project in different topics. Right? From there, you can hopefully also see more real world problems. This one, industry relevant knowledge is dependent, right? It's relevant, but it's not directly industry, right? So we can only tell it based on we have limited access to what actually they did in the industry. Right? Normally, for student, if you did some internship there on a particular topic, right, you probably know more than me on that particular topic, right? Because actually that's the best way to get how industry work on that particular problem. Big data architecture, algorithm. We will talk a little bit about algorithmic techniques, but not a lot. The network protocol, we won't cover that because there are special particular courses, right, for the network protocol systems, right, which is not the focus for this particular course. Yeah, so the energy consumption across distributed platform, that's a great topic, right? That can even be your project. Yeah, through a cloud server, that is something you will learn in your assignments. Data security is not the focus of this course, right? Even though we will have some guest lecture, either the guest lecture can be synchronized if I can figure out the time and if it works for our lecture, or it can be asynchronized, right? In that sense, for some lecture, we will not have the synchronized lecture over Zoom, but instead, I will share with you guys the the video of the recording, right? So that you can watch the recording instead of coming to the lecture. Right? We will have several guest lecturers here. Some of them will be synchronized, some of them will be asynchronized. And the data security is one, in one lecture, we have data security. So again, machine learning, advanced machine learning techniques, there are courses on machine learning techniques. That's not our focus. Right? So we will just, okay, given those machine learning techniques, how to run them in real system, that is what we will discuss. Yes, the innovative solutions in different area, right? That's hopefully you can do pick one, right, in your project. Okay, right? So there are tons of techniques there, right? So we can only cover only a small fraction of them, right? Again, right, that is I think that's one requirement, right, for modern education, right? That is all this kind of a modern topic. Right? We cannot cover all the topics, right? All the techniques. Actually, uh, very opposite, right? We can only cover a very small fraction. Right? But the hope is that by learning those several topics, several techniques, right? The skills you learn from there can be applied to others when you learn them probably by yourself. Right? Because technology, like for example, machine learning algorithm technology, each year maybe hundreds, if not thousands of them appear. So there's no way we cover even a small fraction of them. Right? So it's now it's more like you cannot learn everything. It's just when you do something, right? You just learn on the fly. But in order to do that, you need to have the background, right, of some technology or some algorithm, and also the capability of learning new ones. So we will talk about something about the large language models. Yes. Now this is a situation is that how to process huge amount of data when resources are constrained, right? So clearly cloud resources and nowadays the GPU resources are very constrained, even for large companies. Yeah, you want to get a course project? Yeah, let's try to work together on this one to make it well constructed. We have several steps, right? So it's really how well you can do in those projects. Okay, this is good. Yeah, the emerging technologies, right? So there are a lot of them we discussed here. Yeah, again, for this kind of scheduling, actually, it's one of my research areas, but I'm afraid we won't go very deep into those areas because it's a very specific areas, right? So we may cover a little bit of them. Yeah, like area like healthcare, finance, energy. Okay, hopefully student will work on different area like this. Okay, good. I think generally speaking, our uh, expectation aligns somehow, right? So as time goes, you may find some part we do well, some part we didn't do well, right? That's something you can give me as a feedback. But actually, you don't need to wait until the end of the semester. We will have the course evaluation because at that time, yeah, you give me the feedback, but I mean, it won't benefit you because you already finished the course, right? So during the course, you can let me know during the class in my office hour or over email, right? So we can discuss there. Okay, topics. Right. This is something I will leave it to you, and because you can look at the topics you have and then start to form the groups. Of course, some of them is very specific, right? And then you probably want to, right? Some are too general, for example, big data or unsure, right? So those ones you probably want to think about more carefully. And also, you may be able to join other uh, students who already have a concrete topic. And if you find the topic is also sounds very interesting to you. Okay, so any questions? We want to have a little bit discussion on this one, and at least I can answer your questions. In the other class, I basically spent almost a whole lecture ask all the students to go introduce themselves one by one. But here we use a form which is actually we save a lot of time. But of course, the downside is that you didn't get a chance to introduce yourself in front of everyone. But at least we have some more time so that I can answer your questions if you have any.
Professor, I have a quick question. Could you go over what the project entails, like the description and requirements for the project?
Okay, yes.
Thanks.
Uh, let me see if I have a slide for that. Give me 1 second. Let me see. I can find something. Yeah, I was trying to find the. I think I previously have some slides about the project itself, but for some reason I cannot find it. Give me 1 minute. If I still cannot find it, I will write it for you. Okay, seems that it's hard for me to find it. All right, so let me do it here. Okay, let me add it to this slides. First, let me give you some key date. So I can list here. for the quiz date. Well, I can only see for now. Maybe there's something may force us to change, but so far, what I have in my schedule is like this. The first one, September 17th. Yeah, some student, if you want to change it again, talk to TA. Because I now I need to continue with the lecture. Okay, those are the 4 days. We will do the quiz, and the quiz will be in person. So, which means even if you enrolled in the online version, basically this one. So basically, the section 2. Actually, this is for the student who, if you are in this session. So I should say something, right? Because that basically means first you are data science master student, and in your third semester probably, because you have to enroll the course to graduate. But meanwhile, we send you several emails, right? Beforehand, so to ask you to enroll the course before the regular session is closed, right? But you didn't respond to that one, right? That's why in the last minute, we have to create this session, right? Otherwise, you cannot graduate. But this is not ideal because, right? So the classroom is already fixed, and there are other students who want to enroll, but they cannot. But only to serve you guys, we create this online session to do it. But even if it's an online session, you still need to do all the quizzes in person, because it's really hard, if not impossible, to do the quiz over Zoom or online without creating a lot of issue, right? So yes, then we will have a space issue, but we will try to see how to fix it during our first quiz. So I think there is a hallway somewhere there, and we probably can figure out some way to do that. But yeah, it make our life much harder. But because right, it's a required course for you, we tried our best to accommodate you. Okay. So if you miss the quiz date, unless you have a medical condition with doctor note, we won't have a makeup for you, right? Which means by default, you will get a 0 on that quiz. And that is clearly one way you can easily get a very bad score in your final grade. Right? So yeah, I expect, given the attendance here, right, I expect some student may not be there in our first quiz, and yeah, but so basically those students almost surely give up the hope. If you miss one quiz, that is 10% of your final score, right? So it's almost hopeless that for you to get A or A minus in the score. Right? If you miss 2, then you may have a very bad situation that you may end up with a very bad grade, right? So, so basically, on the other side, make sure you attend those one and don't miss the quizzes. Okay. Now let's talk about the project. The project we will do your basically the finalized proposal. by September. So that day you will present proposal presentation. So that will be on September 24th. Yeah, a little bit less than 1 month from now, right? But during the process, you need to go through the brainstorming and also some discussions, and eventually we get back. You write down your finalized proposal presentation, and then basically what you will do is you will do some your own presentation, the paper presentation based on the topic as you for your area. And the midterm check will be on October 22nd. And then that will be your final presentation. December 3rd and 5th. Okay, and the final report due basically 1 week from now, December the 12th. Okay, those are the key dates. And the how to do a good project. Right. The first one is that you need to understand the literature and industry practice or applications. Right. So basically, you want to know what has been done. Right, basically. And then when you pick your topic, and for this one, the more concrete, the better. Actually, broader topic will suffer. Extreme case, right? For some student, if you say my topic is big data, right? So very likely you will do poorly on this one, right? Because big data is too much, right? You don't know what to do. Or if you say my topic is that I want to explore, right, how to use frequency scaling in GPUs to save energy for the those large models. This is something that you're more likely to do it well, right? Okay, and then answer the following questions. So, why is the topic important? Right. And why? What are the challenges in solving the problem? And the third is that compared to what has been done, what is the novelty of your solution? And what are the contributions you expect to make? And the last one is also what are the, let me highlight it. This is some many students miss it. What are the deliverables? let me make it even more concrete. The concrete deliverables, right? If you say you are developing algorithm, okay, then the developer should be the algorithm with the code, right? If you say I'm developing a system, okay, what is system? If it's a application, what is the application, right? You need to write it concretely. What are the deliverables, right? So this will be used to evaluate the completeness, how to say the word, the quality of your execution. Right, so basically, if you have a concrete answer to the questions I list here, basically you have a solid idea and about what you want to do, right? So I think so far later, as I go, I will give you more about how to do that. But I think the first step is that how to pick a good project topic. I think that's the first step. Which is your goal in the following maybe 3 weeks. Because finding a good project topic will lay down the foundation, right, for the success of the whole project. Okay, that's a good question. Any other questions? For the idea, probably you want to email to me, right? So the TA, they have their own, their work to do, and I might be the right person to discuss with you about your idea. See others. If the focus using big data for different area interest, acquiring vast amount of data will be okay. So I don't think it's realistic for you to get to by yourself to collect a lot of data. In most cases, if not all, students will basically search online to use existing data sets. And the reality is that even though we want students to work on the big data, but the real case is that you may not have the resources for the real big data system, right? So the real big data system may use thousands of servers in parallel, right? Just managing those servers will be very challenging for a project, right? So be realistically, a project will be, right? You have a reasonable size of a data set, right? The data set may be able to fit onto one computer. That's okay, right? But it shouldn't be something really small, right? And then either you use cloud or even you can use your own computer, right? But the idea should be scalable, meaning that for the project, we know that you cannot do very large. But if you are given a larger data set and if you're given more resources, your solution can actually be extended to those larger data set and systems. Right. So actually, using 2 servers will be, of course, much smaller compared to using 2,000 servers, right? But in many aspects, right, from the system perspective, right, if you can write a scalable system of 2 servers, and probably with additional effort, you can write on 2,000 servers, right? This is what we say. The purpose of those systems, like Hadoop, Spark, or Kubernetes, right? Something like this. We will discuss later next week. Okay, any other questions? Okay, great. I think I'm finished my goal, and we gather your background information, and so I also can give you some time so that you can discuss, explore, and based on the spreadsheet, you can try to form groups. Okay, another question: if you pre-existed this international. Yes, pre-existing data set, if you combine them, that it's also fine. By the way, it's by itself, it's a research topic, right? Yeah, to some extent, yes. So I think as long as you can use cloud resources and write, if you are able to write on more than one node, I think that's acceptable, right? So, but if you, for example, for Hadoop or Spark, they have the standalone version, meaning that you can run in just a local version, but that is not good because that's why even you can run the standalone version, you still cannot run it across multiple machines, right? So that is something not good. But as long as you can do it in a distributed manner, right, that should be good. Right? I understand that you are constrained by the computer resources you have. Okay, if nothing else, I will see you in person next Tuesday, and hopefully by that time you have more concrete idea about your group and also the topic. By the way, so by the end of next week, so you should finalize your group, and we will create a submission for you to submit your group members, and then the we will go from there about the activities. Notes on the Brightspace. Yes, I will do that now. Okay, if nothing else, yeah, that's the end of today's lecture. I will see you guys next Tuesday.